Great crowd, great turnout. You know, today was a good evaluation, to be honest with you. You know, we had to cut it back a little bit because we had some injuries on the offensive line, nothing major. Some of the wideouts we had to hold out just because of injuries. Help is on its way with wideout this summer too. So, you know, we've had 2 major evaluations and then a couple of half scrimmages. Today was kind of about a half scrimmage. Got in 57 plays, so that was good. No major injuries is always good, and you know, now it's time to go to work in the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter. We're kind of halfway done with our preparation. The rest of April and May will be key, just in finishing physically and academically, and then June, July with Coach Scholes and his staff will go a long ways determining, you know, kind of how we are as a team. I think we're good. See if we want to be great, and if we can win a few close games. So, other than that, I'll go ahead and open up for questions.
Any position groups kind of stand out or solidify this spring?
Well,
maybe linebackers.
Yeah, I tell you, let's talk about linebackers. There is some moves kind of starting to be made. So here's kind of what happened at linebacker. First of all, David Woodward's going to be a good player at inside linebacker. And we made that move the first week of bowl prep. You know, Sully is going to be a good player. I think he really took some strides. This is his first real spring ball with us, coming off his first off season. You know, Tipa Naliai on the outside. Tipa's going to be a hard guy to block in the Mountain West. Chase Christiansen, we moved outside the last 2 weeks of this spring ball, and he played well. He's a guy that can roll either way, so I look for Chase to do that. The 2 young guys that really stepped up that I think solidified some backup roles and are going to be really good players in the future is Kevin Metzenheimer and Jamal Evans. Jamal is a kid that, you know, is a high school quarterback, and we signed to become a safety and ate his way down to outside linebacker and kind of saw the writing on the wall, and we moved him inside right before spring break, and I think he's got a really good chance. He's a good athlete and he's a good football player. So I like our linebacker unit. We have come a long ways in a year at linebacker, and we've got good ones coming in and solidifying some depth, some good young ones coming in. But I like our linebacker group.
I always ask about the local guys a little bit. Taylor Compton came out with the ones today, made a couple of nice catches down the field. Just talk about the strides he's made during spring camp.
Taylor Compton is one of those guys that can become a glue on your team. He just solidified himself a role. What that role will be, how small or even how, you know, big or expanded that will you know, be determined in training camp. But right there, I mean, if we play today, he's on the plane to Michigan State and he's playing. He's a guy that can play outside, he can play inside, he's going to have a good special teams role.
All of a sudden today, Matt, we saw Darwin back at running back, and El Toro really hasn't been in the other 2 scrimmages, and he got in at least a little bit today. So running back position, how would you evaluate that now? That was the spot you wanted.
I would say that spot's still a work in progress. We've got a long ways to go. To me, we've made some strides this spring. You know, Gerald Bright and Darwin are good players. They need to be consistent practice players every day. You know, first of all, Darwin coming from junior college, learning this pace. Pounding's a little bit different every day in practice. Gerald moving from receiver, same thing. They need another summer in the weight room with Dave. Trey Miller, Mo Walker, 2 young big backs, need to continue to learn to run behind their pads, be strong runners, use their physicality to their advantage. El Toro was sick, had mono most of the spring, really only had him the last week. So he's got some ways to catch up as we go. But you know, that's a position where I think we've got some good players, but those guys, quite frankly, need the next 4 months to step up and really solidify who's going to play and in what kind of role.
Position group that'll still be up in the air, maybe wide receiver next fall? Or?
Outside receiver, I'd say, just because there's going to be a lot of new faces added to that group over the summer.
Yeah.
And we'll give those 2 true freshmen and potentially a couple more coming in, we'll give them every chance to come in and compete. Held Savon out today, just a little precautionary injury, but Savon will be in that mix as well. But the outside receiver position is one that you know, is a critical one for us. We'll play 4 during a game just because of the pace that we play, maybe 5. And those guys, they need to perform in training camp. That'll be a big, I would say probably the outside receiver and the running back will be the 2 biggest kind of battles and areas that Coach Yost is going to have to really solidify in training camp.
Did you get more of the defensive backs pared down to where you want them at now, or are you still? I mean, we've got a lot of guys back.
Got a lot of guys, and some guys have shown flashes of playing really good. Grayson was kind of hurt the last couple of weeks, even though he played today. Zahadri Jackson, another guy that's we held him out today. Those are young guys that need a ton of reps, but they can contribute. Probably the best thing coming out of spring was seeing Jamarcus Ingram play safety. Jamarcus can play corner or safety for us, and so it's going to be, who's going to be the next safety or who's going to be the best corner, and Jamarcus Ingram will play for us, and he'll start at one or the other. But that was probably the best thing that came out of spring in the secondary, in my opinion, is he can play free safety for us.
I just thought that Jordan Love just looked really calm and collected today. He threw the ball down the field well today. How encouraging was it to see him just kind of, he just was in rhythm today, it seemed like.
He was in rhythm. I thought he took control. I thought he threw some catchable balls. The thing that, too, Jordan, I think he took some calculated chances with guys that were even and threw catchable balls, one to Dax, one back shoulder to Tarv. And I think you saw that to me is another step in the maturation of a quarterback. And Jordan, I thought, was pretty calm. He's got to have a great summer and continue to, pull himself away from two young quarterbacks.
Did the other guys play like you wanted them during the spring? Colombi and Pete?
Henry and Andrew are good quarterbacks. They're not ready for prime time today. Good thing is today is 3 months away from 3.5 months away, and they're one play away. And so we have to get them ready. They need to get themselves ready. They need 1 million reps. They need full speed reps. They both made strides, but they're not ready yet. But I'm encouraged. They're the right guys. They're good players, and they're going to win games for us.
Is the spring game, Matt, sort of the official announcement you're now in 2018 and last year's behind you?
No, that was a long time ago. January 7th when we came back. There's a taste in your mouth that didn't finish right from the New Mexico State game and the Arizona Bowl, and I think that's motivated these guys through the off season, and we got to find a way to take it from good to great. And it's not starting today. I mean, we're halfway through this. Second quarter is over, and as we transition into April and May into the summer, we've got to continue to invest, make very unselfish decisions as teammates, and investment decisions. And as long as we do that, I think we're talented enough to be a good team. Can we take the next step and be a great team? We'll all find out later.
Was the pace faster this camp than you've ever had before? It just seemed like it.
Well, I think we're a little further ahead in this offense. I think year 2 in this offense is you feel more comfortable, and the QBs are a little further ahead. Really, who's further ahead is the O-line. I mean, we held 2 starters out today, so 2 returning starters didn't play today, but you see a little bit more of a veteran. Last year we were trying to figure out who was going to be the 5 guys. Even in this game we were. And those guys, they set the tone and the pace for the offense. And so, as they go, we go in terms of the pace. And they can push the pace pretty good.
Describe the last play of the half and why it's important for you and your team.
The last play of the half?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, the special spectator is an important part of our program. We started that 5 years ago when I became the head coach, and we do that every home game in season, and we recognize a family or a young man or a young boy, I should say, or young girl that's just have some physical issues or a tragedy or some kind of adversity, and we've had them in all ages, and we bring them out to practice, recognize their family, and it's a way for us to continue to remain involved in the community. They're not all here from Logan or Cache Valley. They're kind of down the Wasatch Front at times, but it's important for us to give back, and our players enjoy that, and it's fun, and just to lift a kid's spirits. Probably did more for our team and me than probably that kid today, but we're trying to give back, and it's just a small way to do it.
I feel a lot more comfortable than last year. Just learning the offense, getting everything down. Got a lot of returners come back, O-line, so I feel comfortable in the pocket. Got receivers. I know he's going to make plays downfield, so I feel real comfortable like that.
Can you talk about the 2 plays that Ronquavian made for you there, the one on the sideline and then the touchdown?
Oh, yeah. Ronquavian, he's a great receiver. I know when we got a one-on-one matchup out there, just throw it up to him, and I know he's going to come down with the ball, so he's making plays out there.
How are the other receivers looking? Did anybody step up or kind of solidify that spot?
Oh yeah, we've had a couple receivers hurt. Savon's hurt right now, but Taylor Compton, he's stepped up a lot. He's been out there balling, going with the ones. He's been making plays, so he's been stepped up a lot.
What about behind you, Jordan? What did you feel the backups learned during spring?
Back quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Backups been playing good. I mean, Henry, he's stepped up a lot from last year. He's got a lot better. He's making good reads and stuff. So we're real confident in Henry right now. And then Peasley just got here, but he's making strides. He's doing good. So
the last two scrimmages, to be honest, the offense maybe hasn't had as good a days against the defense. Was it better today? Do you feel like the offense performed better? And what do you feel overall about this offense during this camp?
Yeah, today we performed a little bit better. The main thing we've still been struggling on is getting in the end zone, and we had one touchdown today, but all the scrimmages this year, we haven't really put the ball in the end zone like we wanted to. We've been moving the ball well, though, but that's the main thing we've been trying to work on, but I think we did pretty good today.
So overall, then, do you think this has been a good spring football?
Yeah, overall it's been a good spring for the offense, but we still got a lot of work to get better on.
Well, and you've had a lot of guys who haven't been able to play.
Oh, yeah.
Offensive line and some receivers and things, too. Running backs even at times.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've had some injuries to some people that we need. So, I mean, we've been a little limited, but, I mean, we've done good with what we got. So.
How about the running backs? What do you see from that group?
Running backs, we got a lot of good, explosive running backs. We got G. Bright, Darwin just got here, Trey, El Toro's been out there, Mo Walker, so we got a lot of guys that can get out there and make plays.
Phil, how was that?
Felt pretty good. I mean, I gave Coach my ranges before, and that was a couple yards inside. Great protection, because usually there's a low trajectory on those, and I mean, it went straight down the middle.
What's it been like for you this camp after, of course, the disappointing ending the last season for you and things? What have you done since the season and things? Have you worked really, really hard, different things? Dominic, talk about that.
Yeah, I kept working as hard as before. You might even say I worked harder. I mean, I focused in the weight room, get my legs stronger, and then whenever I got out here, I'd focus on consistency, try to be as best as I can be for my teammates.
No pressure in that big group?
No, really. I mean, every kick is kind of the same. You treat it like a PAT, and as soon as you start having that mentality, everything ends up falling easy.
Can you give us just a read of what it's been like, this group? I mean, every year's a little different. What has the spring been like with this group and the leaders and who's involved in the team this year, Don? What do you feel?
Overall, I mean, it's very player-led. I mean, everyone holds each other accountable, whether that's from our position group to other position groups or vice versa. I mean, overall, the seniors are doing a great job keeping everyone in check. There's not been really any issues with anyone. And overall, we have that common goal to winning and hopefully winning the Mountain West Championship.
Do you feel like you get a chance to be more around the offense, to feel what the offense can be like this year?
Yeah, I mean, we're always helping them, whether that's with throwing, whether that's, in the off-season, snapping, giving them hand signals, knowing the plays. I mean, in the end, we all want the same thing, and just being around them and helping them really makes all of us a team.
So with spring football over for you, what do you do during the summer? How is your schedule with football and everything else?
I mean, for me, it's kind of the same thing. I keep lifting, keep trying to gain weight and getting stronger, and then I'm going home to one of my kicking coaches, probably spending a month out living with him, working as hard as I can with him, and really perfecting the technique.